Hey guys, we are at CEDIA 2022. This booth is happening, man. We are at the Sony booth here. I'm here with Andrew. A big thanks to Sony for sponsoring this video to make it possible. Andrew, we've connected in the past at M-Wave and other events, Audio Vice Live. Pleasure to be back, hanging out, man. You've got some killer products here at Sony.
Absolutely, Michael, man, it's great having you back, man. We loved having you at M-Wave, or thank you for having us at M-Wave, I should say. But yeah, we had some pre-production products there, and we're really excited to be bringing those back here, now that we're actually shipping the new product.
Yeah.
So we're very excited to be introducing our new XW5000. This is our new 2000 lumen, native 4K laser projector. This is the world's most compact, lightest weight, true native 4K, using that all-new 3-chip SXRD design. It has phenomenal optics on here. We've got a great 10-element lens on this projector. But most importantly, along with those great optics and the great imagers, we've got the great processing. And processing is really the Sony story that gives us that special edge over anything else that's out there. You know, when you go to the movies, movies are made by Sony Motion Pictures.
Yeah.
They're shot on Sony cameras. All these Top Gun clips you're seeing everywhere, all over the floor.
That's a buzz right there.
Oh, is that incredible or what? But world's fastest 60-year-old man. But man, he was captured with a Sony Venice camera, and the director of that movie, Joseph Kosinski, has Sony projectors in his home. So it really allows us to kind of tell that story from that lens to living room approach, and accurately deliver the creator's intent. So the color, the detail, the clarity that you're going to see on a Sony 4K projector is really the truest thing you can get to a Hollywood experience. And the fact that we can get all of this performance, and we're doing it at a price point of only $6,000.
Nice.
It's also the world's least expensive true native 4K laser HDR projectors.
Yeah.
So that's a mouthful right there to try and get across.
And that's great, because I know a lot of you guys, you're looking for budget options as far as price point, but you want great performance, and so I think that's a great pocket as far as the price point that it's in at $6,000.
Absolutely, man. It really fits a lot of systems really well. But if you want to go bigger, you want to go brighter, we want more light output, we want better detail, we want better color, contrast, clarity, all that good stuff. The good news is there's more to up in the line.
Okay.
So stepping up, we go to our XW6000 series. Now both the 5 and the 6 are available in black or white to fit your room. But with the XW6000, now we are bumping up to a 2500 lumen laser. We're getting this bigger advanced crisp focus lens. It's a 70 millimeter lens. It's a 13 elements. It uses floating focus groups and a spherical glass element. So the color is better, the contrast is better. It's just a more kind of an image you can fall into, as a depth to it that you get with these better optics. We pick up the ability to do multiple aspect ratios. We pick up the ability to do 3D. Now, Michael, do you care about 3D anymore?
I don't know. To me, there are a lot of guys on my channel, you guys like 3D. I'm not a big fan of it, but mainly because I wear glasses.
Yeah, well,
so it's hard to put another pair of glasses on top of glasses, but there are definitely a lot of guys in my channel that say, hey, what about 3D? So there's still that niche group that's interested in that.
Exactly, and it went away for a long time. And what killed 3D, in my opinion, was glasses as well. And it does take a little getting used to. But watching 3D, it was never made to be played on a 40-inch screen. It was made to be played on a huge screen.
Yeah.
You know what one of the top grossing movies in the box office was this past weekend?
I don't know.
What was the movie with the little blue men running around? Remember that little movie called Avatar?
Oh, for real? Yeah.
In 3D.
Right.
It did huge this weekend. And guess what's coming out in a couple of months in 3D? We got more Avatar coming.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, I didn't think Top Gun was coming out.
I don't know if they're doing Top Gun. They did Dune in 3D. Dune in 3D was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But when we get to the 6000 series and above, they have 3D. So yeah, it is a little bit more of a niche, but But if you want to go 3D, projection is absolutely the only way to do it.
Because you need a lot more lumen output when you get to 3D,
Yeah,
correct?
exactly. You need more lumen output because you're doing every other frame of information.
Gotcha.
And then also you need the little bit more advanced processing capability. But both of these run the X1 Ultimate, but this one you get a little bit extra to do 3D.
Right.
But with 2,500 lumens, we can fill some big screens.
Sure.
But what if we will fill even bigger screens? What if we want
bigger.
even more color, we bump up to our XW7000. So the 7000 moves up to our, is the flagship of our compact chassis design. This is a 3200 lumen projector with that X1 Ultimate processor, that all-range crisp focus lens. Try saying that 10 times fast. and that also the additional processing of live color. So the reason that's important is, Michael, when you add more light to color, what happens to your color saturation?
Probably decreases.
Yeah, it goes down, right? So the other thing that comes into play with this is when you add more light to blacks, what happens to your black levels?
Probably raises the black
level. It raises your blacks, because black is an absence of light. Yeah. So it's really difficult to get both brightness and high color and deep blacks all simultaneously. I like to say everything costs something, and it's not always the dollar value that goes to it. So by really taking incredible care with the processing, the optics, and the design of this system right here, we can get that high brightness with additional processing of live color. That live color expands our color volume, maintaining color accuracy, but giving you a richness and depth of color that's never seen on a projector this bright. And it also has those super deep blacks. Yeah. So with 3,200 lumens at a $28,000 price point, we can do some really amazing large screen systems.
Now, how big are each one of these kind of limited to certain size?
My recommendations are for the 5,000, I would max it at about a 140.
Okay.
For the 6,000, I'd go to about a 160, and about a 180 for the 7,000.
So what about these guys that want to go even bigger than that? You got some toys that they can play with for that?
I sound like the infomercial guy, but wait, there's more. So if we can squeeze down I'm sorry, Anthony, can I squeeze in here real quick here? If we want to go even bigger, we want to go the absolute most amazing projector I have ever seen.
That is a beast.
Grace a home cinema. We have the GTZ380. Now this is a monster. Where I like to talk about, we have the smallest, lightest weight, most compact 4K projector designs. Forget all that.
Yeah, this doesn't fit like backyard movie theater, right?
No, this is the ultimate in home cinema.
Wow.
With a full 10,000 lumens, and it's more than just 10,000 lumens. It's 10,000 lumens at 100% of DCI-P3 color space.
Nice.
So like traditionally when a projector gets this bright, again, all those problems.
Right.
But to get color, they have to add filters.
Gotcha.
Well, again, what does filter do?
Yeah, it probably decreases, right?
There goes your brightness.
Yeah.
So this one, instead of adding filters, we've added additional red and blue lasers to give you all that color volume. Now again, it comes at a cost in a couple of ways. It's a projector so powerful that it requires your dealer to be certified by the federal government to sell and install it.
Oh wow!
I'm from Texas, man. We take that as a badge of honor.
There you go.
And then it is also a projector that to get this type of output, it does require 220 voltage going to it. And it is also our flagship projector, so it is going to be that monetary cost is going to be a little higher.
Sure.
$80,000 for this guy, plus your lens, which that's the massive 110 millimeter RF lens.
Okay. So I'm assuming you probably switch these out, or
there's
ones?
3 different lens options for it, depending upon your needs. So
gotcha.
All in, it's 88 to 98, depending upon your exact lens configuration.
Sure.
So, man,
this thing was a monster. You brought this to M-Wave, and I was like,
yeah.
I mean, you can see the scale of this. This is massive, massive. We're talking probably 3 foot deep. Holy cow, that is a monster.
150 pounds.
So as far as size-wise, what would this be able to output to?
So this one, I recommend a max of about a 250 to 300 for this
these
one.
These are massive home theaters.
But the majority of these installations are going on smaller screens, maybe in that 150 to 180 range.
Really?
And it's because why would we drive a Ferrari or a C8 Corvette? We're not always driving on the Nürburgring or the Autobahn.
But you got the horsepower when you want it.
We want to go where we want to go, when we want to go on, going 70. If we want to get to 75, we can get there in a hurry. And that's where the benefit of a projector like this is, even on a smaller screen, is it's got all that horsepower, all that dynamic range available, that it just really makes your screen of any size pop. So you don't have to have just that massive screen to benefit from the GTZ380.
Nice. And then I think we've got one more here.
So this was, yeah, so the other one here, these are both the 5000s,
Okay,
available in
gotcha.
either black or white.
Gotcha, just showing the different colors there.
Exactly.
Well, Andrew,
So-
you've got a big booth, man. We've talked about projectors. What else do we got to talk
Oh
about?
man, so we want to go big? Only problem I should say with the projector is no matter how good and how big they are, they still require at least some levels of lighting control to get the best possible picture.
The darker you can get your room, the better contrast, the better brightness, everything.
Absolutely. So what if we don't have perfect room lighting? Let's take a walk around the booth and I'll show you something that will take care of that for you.
All right, let's check it out.
All right.
Now, Andrew, I'm always promoting to my audience huge immersive experience. This takes it to a whole new level, man. Tell us what we got behind us.
So
This is crazy.
raise your hand if you like an OLED. I mean,
Oh my
it's,
gosh,
yeah, this is, I love projectors. There's nothing like a cinematic experience, but it's not right for every room. And I tell you, I also love my OLED. My Sony OLED is amazing, but you know, we can only go to 83.
Correct.
How about a 220-inch OLED?
Man.
Now, it's not an OLED. This is our crystal LED. It's a video wall system made up of modular tiles right here.
Gotcha.
And this is a technology that was built actually specifically for Hollywood.
Okay.
There's a little movie franchise. I'm not necessarily allowed to talk about who they are, but you know, it may like stars and space, maybe.
Wow,
But
okay,
you know,
okay.
you know, there's lots of stuff out there like that. But
Sure.
but how about so this was actually built for like cinematic production,
Makes
where
sense.
instead of doing a green screen, they can actually build a cinematic sound stage with live real backgrounds.
Right.
So we built this actually for those applications and have evolved this into a entertainment experience.
Crazy.
And so this is a system that can be built to any size from 110 inches up to, you know, what's the biggest we could put in, do you think?
I have no, well, I guess it's scalable.
Yeah, it's scalable.
I mean, literally, like you don't have a limit on that.
So-
one question I've got is, can you do multiple aspect ratios? Can you do a scope screen with this, or can you do a...
You bet. You can do we can do scope screens. They're proportioned right, so we can do either 16 by 9 or we can do scope.
Nice.
The largest system we've done so far is 64 feet.
I can't
Can you
fathom
imagine?
that. Oh my God.
Man.
Is that in a home?
That was in
commercial
a
cinema?
commercial application, but
Wow.
64 feet, and you know it is you know full. You know, just a fully immersive experience, perfect for movies, perfect for TV viewing, gaming with the Gran Turismo that we had on there. Of course, all the high frame rate goodies we could want to do with it here,
Oh
and
my
it's
gosh.
a you know a really remarkable you know flat panel system that you know it's you know maybe not perfect for everyone,
Sure.
but if you've got the space and the means, you know it is choice here.
Andrew, rough cost of this unit here, this 220 inch.
So all of these systems are custom designed and
Okay.
engineered. So pricing is not publicized, but
gotcha. Okay.
it is very competitive, I would say, with other large flat panel type systems like this. And it's also installation dependent. You need the back braces, the wall mounts, the
Gotcha. So there's a lot of factors,
everything.
kind of like
So,
building a custom
yeah.
home.
Exactly.
Makes
So
sense.
we would want to invite you to, you know, one of your viewers to visit with us, visit with our local integrator. That's a you know Sony dealer, and we'll help design a perfect system for them.
Nice. Well, I love the scalability. I love man, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine having that in my home. That would be rad. I love it.
It's pretty crazy. So.
Well, Andrew, we've looked at some cool projectors, and I've got a dedicated theater room in my house. We looked at this massive 220-inch wall screen, but I found with my audience, the vast majority of you guys, probably 2/3 of you, shared with me that you don't have a dedicated theater room and you're rocking a TV. And so, Andrew, you've got some cool TVs here on display at CEDIA 2022. So let's walk through some of those.
You bet, Michael. And hey, man, I'm right there the same way. I love my theater room. I love, as we say, I love my projector. But hey, even myself, I don't watch everything on my projector. I'm watching it in my living room. And you know, I've got a problem in my living room for a projector is it's big, it's bright, it's got a lot of windows in it. Sure. And I need something that really, really hits hard there. And then it gets into what type of TV really works well. So I love OLEDs. I mean, who doesn't love that perfect black of an OLED? Yeah. But the simple fact of the matter is an OLED maybe isn't perfect for every room. Sure. And that's what we really focus on at Sony is it's not a matter of what's the best video display, because there can be arguments about what's the best video display all day long. Sure. And the simple answer is there's not a best video display, period. Some could argue that, but right, sure, yeah. In general, there's not a best video display, but there's a best video display for you and your application in your room. Sure. So this is where we look at displays like our mini LED. This is our Z9K. This is a mini LED. And so the benefit here, in whether we go with the Z9K right here or our X95K, also using the mini LED technology, the benefit here is we get very near OLED levels of black, but we get brightness that's 2 to 3 times that of what we can do with an OLED. So if you have a room with a lot of bright lights, a lot of windows, this has an anti-glare, non-reflective screen. It has a super wide viewing angle on it, and it's going to work really well in that room that's big and ambient light filled. And so, you know, this is the perfect piece for as a centerpiece for a living room home cinema, where maybe a projector isn't right or the CLED is too big. You know, we can find a happy middle ground with a 65, 75, or 85-inch mini LED.
So Andrew, I'm looking at this. This is drop dead gorgeous. And I think what's cool that you mentioned, I mean, we're in a room that has a ton of ambient light. I mean, we're in a big convention center. There's all kinds of lighting, and this thing is super, super bright. The colors are vivid. It's not washed out. This is beautiful. So we've got mini LED here, but then you've got some other technologies and different sizes as well.
Right, absolutely. So mini LED is great for that perfect, that really amazing black and super brightness. But again, it's not the perfect for everyone. So let's take a look at a few other TVs that might fit better for each and every room. Okay, so Michael, what'd you think of that mini LED?
I think it's beautiful, man.
Yeah. So man, it's an amazing display, but the only problem with that one is we can only go so big. Gotcha. So we can go bigger though. So right here, you're looking at, this is a 100-inch.
Holy cow.
This is a 100-inch full array LED that we can do a really massive, so now we're talking near cinema size screens, but we're doing it in a fully, a display that's fully appropriate for a very brightly lit room.
Gotcha. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, just great color, detail, brightness. You know, we've had short throw projectors in the past, and you know, we did really well with those. Sure. But the problem was, you know, or the benefit to that is it was way less expensive than doing a 100-inch, because this is not our first rodeo with a 100-inch.
Sure.
This is actually our 3rd generation of 100-inch panel, but those early ones were 60 grand. Yeah. And you know, so a short throw projector made a lot more sense. Right. But now that the price of something like this has come down to about that $15,000 price point, I mean, it's still expensive. Sure. But when you start looking at short throw projector, proper screen, we're at the same price point, and you're going to get a whole lot more impactful image with this 100-inch than you'll get with a short throw. So this is really kind of that real nice bridge between really large flat panel and a projection cinema system.
Andrew, I'm looking at it. I'll be honest, man. I'm just grinning from ear to ear because I don't even have a TV in my living room.
Yeah.
I just have the projector, and I love my projector, but oh my goodness, man, this would be killer in a living room setup. It's phenomenal. So we're at 100-inch, and I would imagine probably in the next couple of years you're going to begin to expand that and get even bigger. So, might even bring on a new technology to make that happen.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, the biggest limitation to this in some cases is physically, how do you fit it into a house? 100%. So, but for your lifting convenience, we have thought about that. We actually do provide handles on this one.
Nice.
Yeah, it's 200 pounds. It's heavy, but here, as you can see, it's really easy to wall mount, and it's no different from mounting any other TV. It's just a little heavier and a little bigger to put on the wall.
Well, it is absolutely gorgeous. So we've got two TVs we looked at. We've got mini LED over there.
Mini LED, we've got full array LED TV,
okay.
And I think there's one more TV technology we should look at.
All right.
Anybody ever heard of OLED?
Yes, that's definitely, I'm familiar with that.
All right.
So I want to see some deep blacks.
Let's see what some OLED can do. Let's see the king of TVs.
There you go.
Okay, so Michael, now we're at the top of TV Mountain. I say there's no such thing as the perfect TV or the ultimate TV, but you know, hey, everything is always judged, right? Well, there's one TV that was judged the king of TVs, and that's this one. This is the 65 A95K. This is the QD OLED, and it is you know, just swept the King of TV Awards there in New York as the ultimate television, the reference display. It is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
So what makes this one kind of really special and unique is the fact that it's an OLED layer that uses a quantum dot, light emitting quantum dot layer. So instead of having RGB color filters as we have on mini OLEDs, it has a light emitting layer of quantum dots that allow it more RGB OLED performance, but in a stunningly bright and colorful display. It is the most accurate display that's ever been seen, actually, outside of our $30,000 reference monitors. So really beautiful display here, great picture, great sound. And as far as, you know, how do you make a TV a part of your home theater system?
I mean, you can add extra speakers to it. You can do sound bars. Some guys like to do that.
Absolutely. Well, how about using the TV as a center channel speaker?
Okay.
This one actually has speaker terminals built on it using the acoustic surface. So the glass is actually the speaker surface. Now, a freestanding center channel is still going to be better, but if you can't place your center channel properly, this can actually use the amazing audio in the TV to turn the TV into a center channel speaker.
Super cool.
And so use the room matching capabilities of your AVR to balance that in, and it's really pretty impressive.
So this would just become your center channel. Interesting.
Absolutely.
I've heard of that technology, but I didn't know that was in the OLED.
Yeah, so since the OLED is glass surface, we don't have to do speakers around the edges. It's actually in the glass itself.
Yeah, and like you said, that's not ideal if you can do speakers, but if you can't, there's an option for you.
Absolutely.
Definitely love it. And that, again, I mean, just another example, the vividness, the color, the detail. I mean, I'm standing like 1.5 feet, 2 foot from this, and it's just, I mean, pinpoint crystal clear.
It is just perfect.
I love it.
You know, so if you've got super bright room, it works well in bright rooms. But those LEDs or mini LEDs are going to be better really bright.
Sure.
This is best in mid brightness rooms and below. So you really can appreciate those perfect blacks of an OLED the darker the room gets. And the only downside that I see to this one, believe it or not, because everything does have a downside, the only potential downside is it's only available in two sizes right now, 55 or 65.
Okay.
But we do make OLEDs in a lot of other sizes. So right over here we have, we start off at 42, 48, 55, 65, 70, 77, and up to an 83-inch OLED. So lots of different OLED options. Again, any size, any space. We've pretty much got the right OLED for every room.
Super cool. So Andrew, we've looked at projectors. We looked at a big old massive, really a TV, wall display if you want to call it. We've looked at some phenomenal displays for living room setups, home theaters. But you've actually got some demo rooms and some other products as well.
Absolutely, Michael. Seeing these on a showroom floor and a trade show floor is one thing, but actually seeing them in a true theater space or more home living room type space is another thing. So we've actually built two living rooms here. So why don't we go take a look at those and see how these look in a real environment. All right, so man, you saw some cool stuff on the floor?
Totally did.
All right, so here's a really cool little home cinema we put together here with a 120-inch screen with the XW5000. And here if you look around the room, we've got a fair amount of ambient light in here.
Absolutely.
We still have a really bright image. I'd like to thank our partners over at Stewart Film Screen for providing us with this Studio Tech 100 film screen here. So really, really great screen. Our sources, we're using the Kaleidoscape. Yep. But the fun part, I tell you, the biggest thing they're blowing people away out of this room when they walk out the door is, wow, the picture was amazing.
Sure.
But the sound in this room is stunning. And what do you think is running this sound? How many subs and speakers and everything do you think we might have in here?
I have no idea. I mean, I kind of know because I've seen it. I mean, I can kind of look around. But we're running a sound bar in a dedicated theater room. That's kind of interesting.
And
tell us about that.
That's what's shocking to people here is we're running a sound bar. So this is our HTA 7000. This is our flagship sound bar. It's a 7.1.2 sound bar. So we've got 7 forward-firing speakers. We've got top-firing Atmos drivers, and it's got internal bass drivers. But it's not enough, in my opinion, to have a single bar. You need to have it as a complete system.
Yeah.
So we have this a complete system by adding a subwoofer with it. Okay. We make everything modular because, again, every room is different, every need is different. So we actually have 3 different sizes of sound bars. Okay. We've got 2 different sizes of subwoofers. So you can pick, mix or match either the 8-inch or the 10-inch sub for your room.
Big guys, get the 10.
Absolutely, always go with the big sub.
Now, can you do multiple subwoofers on this?
There are ways to do multiple subs. It's officially only 1 sub, but if you want to do 2, talk to me here. Okay. We can talk offline and maybe figure something out.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
I love doing multiple subs. Because 2 subs are 4 times as good as 1.
Yeah, you get better seat to seat, bass response throughout your room, but definitely not everybody's got the budget, not everybody has the room for big, massive tower speakers. And I used to be kind of just really frowning upon soundbars, but the reality is there are tons of folks out there that's just a good application. We talked a lot about that even with your TVs. Yeah. It's not that this is always going to be better because it may not be best for your setup and for your application in your home. So.
Right. And then when we look at soundbar, what do you think is the toughest part for a soundbar thing for a soundbar to do?
For me, I don't know, for me, like with the Atmos, I don't know. I mean, you're having to reflect the sound, so that's the upfiring.
So to me, the biggest problem with soundbar faces is I've never heard a soundbar that accurately recreates rear channel audio. Yeah. So the only way I think to really get accurate rear channel audio is to have accurate rear channels. Sure. But again, not every room is perfect for those. So what we've done with this series of soundbar, and let me see if we can sneak right back here and see these. We actually have 2 different series of rear channels. Okay. This is our upper end speaker, which actually is forward firing and top firing Atmos drivers. Okay. So in addition to getting the top firing Atmos on the front, we're getting Atmos top firing drivers in our rear channels in addition to the direct and the reflecting channels. Gotcha. These are wireless, so they do not require any direct connection to the main channels, but we can even go battery powered on these. So it's
a lot of people ask me that. They're like, man, if I only didn't have. So you can put batteries in there. Now, is that challenging?
No, it's rechargeable battery packs built into them, so you can either run them plugged in or you can run them in a full wireless configuration. Just got to remember to charge those rear speakers.
Yes, like, man,
movie night's a little dead without that. So
too cool. But then, again, it just gives people options. Yeah. I think that's important. Anytime you're developing a product, if you can give the consumer, you guys, options, then you figure out what works best for your scenario.
So yeah, absolutely. This system, again, modular, fully loaded out. It's about $2,500, but we can mix and match to find what works for any room.
Super cool. So we've got a budget-friendly, dedicated home theater space with a sound bar. But the whole time we've been in this room, I'm hearing some stuff going on over here. So I'd love to hear and see what's happening.
There's more going on. So let's take a look.
All right, Andrew, we're in another home theater here. So this is maybe just a next step up for those that have a better budget, want a brighter projector. So tell us what we got in this room.
You bet, Michael. So this is our XW7000 cinema using that amazing 7000 series, 3200 lumens of output. We've partnered up with our friends from Stewart using their G4 screen material, 1.3 gain, a custom audio speaker system from James Loudspeaker, dual subs, our ZA5000 ES AVR running the show, Kaleidoscape for the video source. I mean, really a cool system here that incredibly immersive. It doesn't take a large space. Again, we typically think projectors go, the 7000, I can do screens of up to 180, but we're doing it here on 120. Yeah. And I mean, we've got ambient light on in the room. We've got doors going to outside. It just looks spectacular in this room on this size screen here, and we've been really blowing people away with this audio and video combination.
So kind of going back to what you were saying earlier about the GT380?
GTZ 380, yeah.
So with that one, you said, hey, take a beautiful projector, even on a smaller screen, you just get a lot more output, you get a beautiful picture, so you don't necessarily have to go big, but you can upgrade to a higher end projector, get some better features, as well as more lumen output as well.
Absolutely. So like in this room here, we're doing that same 120 inch that we had over with the 5000,
right,
but it's deeper blacks, it's better brightness, it's better color saturation. You just get more of that depth and involvement of the image as you move up on the projector, even on the same size screen.
Yeah, so I don't think we're heading over there now, but we've got one room over here. I thought it was this room. The room that's just going nuts over there. You've got the 380Z.
We have the 380. We have the GTZ 380 and a flagship cinema. So
if you're ever able to come
yeah.
to CEDIA, man, this is where it's at. Definitely stop by the Sony's booth. Andrew, this has been phenomenal, man. Y'all got an incredible booth. You got some cool, awesome products, and you kind of offer something a little bit for everybody.
Yep.
Different budgets, different scenarios, and different requirements in their living space. And so guys, I hope you enjoy this video. We've got lots more content coming your way from CEDIA 2022. Andrew, always a pleasure.
Michael, thank you.
Guys, I hope you have an incredible week. God bless, and we will catch you in the next video.